So welcome, everybody. You're here for the Intelligent Search session. So we have David here from VMware. He's going to talk about how they've implemented Coveo in their partner community.
Great, thanks. I've been with VMware almost 4 years. I'm part of the partner success team at VMware that's part of the global partner operations group. Okay? And just a background on VMware. We have about 18,000 employees, 50 locations worldwide. We are essentially the 5th largest software company in the world. And for 6 consecutive years, we've been named to Gartner's Magic Quadrant for x86 infrastructure virtualization. Okay. We have about 75,000 partner accounts. We have over 500,000 active partner users / contacts in our system. We have 7 or so different partner types. Each one of those partner types has different tiers, and we segment our content based on partner type and tier. So when we were going through and looking for a search solution, we had a lot of consideration or a lot of concerns about, being able to enforce, some of that data modeling. 80% of our revenue is generated through our channel. Okay? So almost all of our large enterprise sales are through the channel, and we heavily rely on our partners, their training, their certifications, and all of those types of things that they get primarily through our Salesforce portal. We have essentially built all of our portal, including most of our HTML pages, Visualforce pages, etc., inside Salesforce. Okay, so this is where our partners go. If you look at our environment, we have home pages. Almost all the home pages look like this, but depending on your partner type and level, you might see different content on this page. Okay. Our main goals are to essentially make it easy for partners to find what they need to find, do what they need to do, get off our site, and go engage with customers. Okay. If they're not engaging with customers, they're probably not selling our product, they're not making themselves revenue, and they're not making us revenue. So a major effort in the last couple of years with us is to simplify our site, increase self-service, increase the ability for partners to locate and find what they need to do very quickly. We've done analysis such as top task indexing, where we went and asked every partner of every type, when you go to VMware, what's the most important thing that you want to do when you go to VMware.com, to Partner Central, to My VMware? What do you need to do? We took all of those top tasks and we essentially put them right in the middle of the page for each partner type. Every partner type had a slightly different list of what was most important for them. A distributor had different priorities than a solution provider. A consulting company had different priorities than a training company. Okay? So we put those right up. Another thing that we had major issues with, okay, we've got that. What about a really good search tool? Okay? And that's when we started looking for something that could provide a great search experience, could work in our environment, and be able to satisfy both our internal security and segmentation issues and provide a great user experience. Okay? So the number one thing was we didn't want content showing up in a search results page that a user didn't have access to. All right? So if they click on a link and get a access denied or insufficient privileges from your Salesforce error message, okay, that wasn't going to be a good experience. All right? We wanted to also go in because we have a highly customized environment, both from a UI and also application perspective. It needed to match our branding our style sheets, and all of those things. Okay, so could our search solution fit in with the rest of our site? We needed to be able to tune the system. So we needed both the analytics, and once you had the analytics, we needed to be able to go in and optimize our search engine based on those analytics and what we were learning. Okay. So a little bit about the project and where we are. We have 8 search targets at this time. 7 of them are in Salesforce, and 1 of them is external. So our primary video server is Brainshark, and that's outside of Salesforce, which is one of the main reasons we had to look for a solution that would work for both inside Salesforce target objects and outside Salesforce. Okay? If you look through here, we have about 1,000 English-based landing pages, somewhere around 8,000 widgets just for English. We also have Japanese and Chinese localized content in the site. We have millions of documents. We run our entire site on a single org, so that wouldn't have restricted us from using Salesforce Search, but being able to target external sources led us to Coveo. Okay? We have, at any one time, about 13 sandboxes for our development, testing, QA, et cetera, in our environment. Okay. What have we seen? We've implemented just a few months ago. And in the few months that we've been running, we've been looking at the analytics, and we were extremely surprised at what the top search strings were. They weren't about a product. They weren't about marketing. Our key search strings that were being entered was about training. Okay? So we went to the partner readiness team and we said, hey, we're seeing all of these searches as our top searches for our core training. So our VMware Sales Professional and our VMware Technical Solutions Professional training courses. Okay? Said, what content do you want to be at the top of the search list when they type in those strings? Because we want to make sure that they're getting the exact right content where they can click on and go and find out about those things, because those are 2 core training courses that every partner has to take to get to their next level to be able to sell our products. Okay? So extremely, extremely important for new partners and then other partners that are adding salespeople to their staff. All right? So I went to readiness. They gave me specific PDFs that covered the VSP and the VTSP programs. We went in and wrote a rule, or 2 rules actually, to put those documents right at the top of the search results. If anybody typed in anything with VSP or VTSP, these are the first documents that are going to show up in our search results. We had almost no click-throughs when we first launched the site. Okay? Getting very, very few success stories to tell. Immediately after putting those rules in, we started seeing a 65% increase in click-throughs, a 26% increase in relevance, and a 21% increase in click count. Okay? So this is really the meat of it. How do you provide an easy way for your customers or your partners to find the information that's going to be the most valuable to them? All right? And we're very happy with this. Okay? What are our key lessons learned? One thing, mainly because of our environment and the customization level of our environment, we had to do a proof of concept. And I will tell you that Coveo went above and beyond on doing the proof of concept, because when we came and said, oh, by the way, we have solution providers, service providers, training centers, SIPs, you name it, distributors. They can be cross-enrolled in those programs. They could just be in one program. They could be at a professional level, an enterprise level, or premier level of those programs. And depending on all of those variables, they might not be able to see certain content on the site. Okay? you need to prove to us that you can support that segmentation in that data model. Okay? And they did. Okay? We absolutely knew that we needed some analytics, and this is the first tool that we have in our system that tells us what a specific user and a specific company and a specific company type or partner type is doing in our site with regard to searching for content. Okay? Extremely valuable to us to go in and increase the usability, the self-service capabilities of our site. And then we established, how are we going to measure success? What does success look like to us? A lot of it has to do with, are we tuning the engine and are we seeing results there? But a lot of the other is, are we reducing caseload? Are we reducing the time that it takes to solve a case? Because now our support desk engineers can go up to our search box, type in a string, and immediately get to content to help the partner, rather than having to say, okay, Mr. Partner, you click on this tab, and then you go to this link on this page that opens this widget, and then you click here, and now you've got the document. Okay? Now they can just type in the document name, and it pops up, and you've got a single click. Okay? So very, very valuable to us.
My question is more about strategy. So we have documentation from the last 20 years sitting out in different databases. The gut reaction of our organization is just to pull all of that into Coveo. I don't want to do that necessarily, but I didn't know what strategy you guys kind of implemented as you pulled things into Coveo so that you wouldn't get all that old stuff? Or is it actually smart enough to weight it and say, oh, if it's 15 years old, don't even pull it to the top anyways, or don't display this result?
Yeah, both. We can basically say, don't pull, because they can look at all the metadata inside your objects, okay? And you can put pre-filters on the index, all right? So we can basically say, I don't want you to pull in any document that was last modified before 2010, okay? Or we can make sure that in a search results, if we happen to pull them in, that none of those show up. They might show up as the 3,000th search result, when you're actually doing a query. So and I know there are even more advanced techniques and configurations that we can use, but that's kind of the first step that we've done.
I wonder if you could comment on the people resources and the teams you have to manage the content and do the analysis to figure out what's the right content we have, what's missing, or things like that. What kind of people, what kind of time are you dedicating to continuous improvement and triage?
How many do I need, or how many am I getting?
Yes.
We basically have no one that's full-time doing it. But Coveo, we typically have some weekly or bi-weekly meetings and kind of look at the metrics and what we're seeing, and then getting some coaching on this is what this really means. And then we have a couple of people that have admin level capabilities to go in and make some operational changes or edits or create rules. Yeah.
And what does their role look like? Does it look like a support person or an IT person? Or?
It's operations, and it's just somebody that has general administrative capabilities of making simple configurations and running reports and understanding dashboards and charts and graphs. It's a very easy tool to use. I can even use it. Like I said, this tool is giving us insight into our users and content usage and what they are interested in far more than anything we had before, and we're using it going into Q4 as roadmap planning for 2016 updates, what improvements can we make, what changes can we make, and hopefully actually justify maybe some headcount to help with that. So.